Being a parent is hard. Like, it's really hard. Especially when it comes to dealing with 2 3-year-olds. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my girls. I would take a bullet for them. Hell, I'd take a bullet for each of them. But sometimes there are moments that are extremely trying on my patience, and it honestly scares me sometimes. Now, not enough to where it's a concern for anybody's safety or anything, but more or less how I have such little control over my emotions when things get chaotic. When I feel like I have little to no control over a situation. I know I'm not the only parent who's lost it when things get tense, but I don't want to be that kind of dad. I don't want their core memories to be me getting frustrated and yelling. I don't want them to ever be scared of me. I'm supposed to be their protector. I'm supposed to make them feel safe. I mean, it's not like they cower when I walk into a room or act nervous when I'm around or anything like that. If anything, it's the complete opposite. They're always happy to see me and want me to participate in all of their fun, imaginative games. I don't honestly think that my few moments of weakness have scarred them, but I still feel guilty about it. I think the major takeaway from my outbursts has been that I've always apologized to them for my behavior and told them that's not how I should have handled things. I'm supposed to be the one setting examples on how to react when things get hard, and sometimes I nail it, but I'm only human, I guess. So where we left off last time, we were heading to High Hrothgar to speak to the GreyBeards about my new Dragonborn ability. We did take a slight detour to check out the Lost Knife Cave, but we're back on track, and we're just about to reach the base of the mountain, Iverstead. What in the hell is that? Yes, lure it away. Good job, small animal thing, whatever you are. Alright, coast is clear. Let's check out this troll cave real quick. Wow. Multiple corpses, a dead elk, and a skull from one of its own? Brutal. Let's get out of here before it comes back. Oh no. It won't follow me into town, will it? Ah, jeez. Good job, everyone. Wow. Go team. All right, well, before we climb the 7,000 steps, let's warm up inside for a bit.
If I were you, I'd keep away from the barrow on the east side of town. It's haunted.
Haunted, you say?
They're haunted, and you should stay away. I think they're guarding it. If you think there's anything you can do, be my guest. About a year or two ago, some fella named Windelius came through. Said he was some kind of a treasure hunter. I warned him not to go in there, just like I warned you. The very next night we heard screams from the barrow, and that was it. We never saw him again.
Treasure, you say? You're speaking my language, compadre. GreyBeards can wait. When I think back to my own childhood, I remember this time when my dad took me fishing, which I'm pretty sure was my first time and maybe my last time with him? I'm not sure. Nothing crazy like going out on a boat or anything, just a quiet creek with some easy catches. I was probably 7 at the time and he wanted me to be able to catch something. Here's the unfortunate part. I don't remember anything about that day, other than I was carrying the fishing poles, and by the time we got to the creek, they were tangled almost beyond repair. I remember him being so frustrated, cursing under his breath trying to untangle those lines. Now, he wasn't necessarily directly mad at me, but just watching him get frustrated made me feel like I had done something wrong. And now he eventually got it in order and everything, but for some reason, that moment stuck with me.
Leave this place. Leave this place.
Okay, that's not unsettling at all. Now, thankfully, I do have a photo of me holding a ton of fish we caught that day, so at least there's proof the day ended up going quite well. I also remember this one time my sister and I were sitting in his truck waiting for him to grab a pack of cigarettes, and we decided to put the truck in neutral. I know, super smart, right? It, of course, started to roll backwards in the direction of the main road. I'd never seen my dad run so fast. Now, he was able to stop the truck with plenty of time, but again, I'll never forget the anger on his face. Whoa, this place is haunted. Wait a minute. Oh, appears spectral for... Okay, that's sneaky. Well done. So he was just pretending to haunt the barrow to buy himself enough time to find the claw. And looks like he went a bit insane in the process. Alright, well, their quote-unquote ghost problem is officially solved. Let's go tell Wilhelm the good news. Unfortunately, I wasn't expecting the 3 mercenaries waiting outside to, kill me.
I have to teach you a lesson. Never should have come here.
And boy, were they ruthless. I'm pretty sure if I had been playing on Adept mode, I wouldn't have made it out alive. And thankfully, that wasn't the case. How you like them apples? Okay, where was I? Ah, yes, Wilhelm.
It's true, isn't it? Can't believe this. It was all just a fabrication of this Windelius character. I can't believe we were so stupid.
Well,
least I can do is give you something for taking care of him.
wait, he had the dragon claw the entire time? Brilliant. Open sesame. Oh, a room full of caskets. I'm sure nothing will go wrong in here. See? Nothing wrong. Okay, back to my angry dad. Those moments of pure and intense frustration that he had are burned into my mind. On the other hand, I'll never forget the time my dad and I went to our first NFL football game together, and the happiness and high fives that ensued. I'll never forget the time we played Road Rash on the Sega Genesis for hours. And practically every trip to Blockbuster when I'd visit every other weekend. And my dad has been upset with my sister and I plenty of times. But the last thing I ever felt when I was around him was fear. To this day, I still love and admire the man. So putting it into perspective this way definitely eases my concern a bit, but still, it's no excuse for my past behavior. It does seem that our brains are wired to remember the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs. So, I guess as long as I'm doing my best to give them highs, and my damnedest to avoid the lows, everything will probably turn out alright in the end. I just want my girls to be proud that I'm their dad, and know that I love them dearly. I don't want them to perceive me as a weak individual just because I have a hard time controlling my temper at times. Overall, I think transparency is key here. As long as I'm not making excuses for my behavior, and I'm able to put my pride aside, it will at least keep that circle of trust. That above everything else is extremely important to me. Okay, so I had this amazing Legolas moment right here. John Wick with a bow. It was badass. So after I had wiped out the entire Draugr family, I collected loot from an obviously booby-trapped chest, learned the word kind, kind's peace, and I was out of there. Also, I think it's pretty funny that the exit to the Barrow's depths were right next to Wendelius' staging area the whole time. Oh, if he only knew. Well, I've sidestepped enough. Let's show this mountain who's boss. So, there was a small part of me that felt as though I should have left Mike Tyson at the base of the mountain to keep him safe. But I clearly wasn't thinking. And unfortunately, my fluffy boy would suffer the consequences. I was able to avenge his death, but it wasn't going to bring him back. I was mortified. All of those great memories that we had shared together would come to an end. Thank you for everything, Mike. Thank you. With my best friend gone, I would make the rest of the journey to the top of High Hrothgar alone. So just like climbing these 7,000 steps, I've been taking actual steps to try and help with managing my temper. And they've actually been working. I started a daily gratitude journal where I list out 10 things I'm thankful for, and it surprisingly helps to remind me of how lucky I am, and to focus on the positive aspects of my life. Now you can find a ton of these on Amazon that come with hundreds of prompts and such, but I seem to do just fine with a simple moleskin. I've also been doing daily meditation to work on my breathing, as it's an important calming technique when things start to become overwhelming in the moment. But I think the biggest thing has been practicing self-awareness when my girls start to push back or throw a tantrum of their own. Usually before I'm about to lose it, I can sense my body warning me that the volcano is about to erupt, and it's time for me to stay focused on my breathing, step away to regroup, or focus on a solution that can end things quickly before they get worse. I really have to pay attention to my body in these moments, if I want success. And this seems to be the main focus that's helping me get through this right now. Basically, if I focus too much on the situation falling apart, I fall apart. It's that simple. I had made it. It It wasn't an easy journey, but it was finally time to meet the GreyBeards. So I learned a lot here. Found out that I'm not the first Dragonborn. Also, being Dragonborn is what gives me the natural ability to learn these words of power, which seemed kind of obvious. I unlocked a roll, combining my shout into Fusro. Practiced that one a few times. Then we all went outside where I was taught the shout Whirlwind, which is pretty darn cool. It's like the ultimate dodge ability. And lastly, I was given my final trial.
Retrieve the horn of Jürgen Windcaller, our founder, from his tomb in the ancient fane of Ustengrav.
All right, gotta go find a horn. I asked Agner some other Dragonborn-related questions, but I won't bore you with those. So, in conclusion, all I can say is that if you're struggling with anger, outward aggression, you're not alone, obviously. My advice is to ask for help, or talk to someone that you can trust that's not going to judge you, but ultimately try to help or be there for support. And it is 100% okay to acknowledge that sometimes working on yourself is going to take more than just you. I've always believed that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but of courage. So, just keep reminding yourself that calming your inner dragon is what's going to help you conquer that mountain, and that shouting is never the answer.